What's up, guys? What's going on today? It's beautiful out. Thursday, 39 degrees this morning. It is getting cold. It's probably up to about 44 now, but I've gotten two done. This is the one that we just aerated and overseeded. You can see it's coming in a little bit better, but in the back, it is not coming in very well. We used Scott's Water Smart seed, the tall fescue, thick fescue, and Kentucky bluegrass blend. It was 2 weeks ago. It should have been germinating. It should be up. The lady of the house actually kept her receipt. Now here is something that you might not know. If you keep that receipt and you call them and your grass is not germinating, they will refund your money or give you a credit to get another bag. So that's what she's trying to do. And we are just gonna douse the empty spots with seed. So anyway, got a great topic to talk about today that I have not heard about. I don't think I've ever heard from anybody about it. So guys, let's get to work. The next one I'm gonna get for you, and probably the last one. So things are slowing down. Time to get the mulching blades on tonight. I went through a yard just a minute ago. It was a mess with leaves. So it is time to get the mulching blades on. See you in a minute, guys. All right, guys, that yard that I just did, saw that one, also did that one over there. Gentleman came out, said, hey, I hired somebody to do it, but they can't get here. They said 35. I said 50. Took me about 20 minutes. He was saying, you know, what if I hired you? I said, I'm not doing bi-weekly, only weekly. It would be $40 a week. And he said, well, what, you know, why is it 50? And I said, well, it's a mess. And, I've got to cut it twice. So cut it twice. Still only took me 20 minutes to trim it and everything. Looks great. And, made some extra money. So that's how you do it, guys. Anyway, we'll get to the next one. Then I want to talk about something that I think I never really hear anybody talk about. So, and I think it's important for speed and time. So let's go on. That is a beautiful yard. What do you guys think? I love it, man. Blow those leaves out of there. Looks beautiful. We'll be back. Okay, guys, I got to show you what I did today. First thing this morning, I started the trimmer. I just turned around, gave it a little gas, and cut a little hole right in my tube here. So I'm going to get a new one of these, but I'm going to put duct tape on that. That way I'll have a new one and an old one, because if I did it once, I may do it again. And what I want to talk about is string trimming. Is string trimming really necessary? Hold on, don't flip out and say this guy's out of his freaking mind. Of course you have to string trim. Of course you do. Here's the question. When you are in the summer and in the fall and you don't have as much rain, do you really need to string trim the entire yard? And I say absolutely not. I'll tell you this much. This is where a veteran of lawn care comes in, and somebody that doesn't really, they're not quite there yet, they haven't learned yet. And I have this insight from experience with past people working for me. They would trim every single thing and over trim and sit there in the same spot and trim and trim. Look, once you've mowed a couple times, you know exactly what needs trimmed, and you also know what can wait until the next week to trim. Now, some things, and some people will say, well, you shouldn't do this. I will burn some things to the ground just so I don't have to trim it every week. If it's out of sight, if it's in a back part of the yard and the customer doesn't care, I burn it down, okay? Another thing, I've seen people, there'll be a tree line going down. You cut down the tree line, there is no need to trim that. I have seen people over and over and over trim along a tree line. There's no need to. The mower has cut exactly where it needs to cut, and that's the edge. So I say you're wasting time, you're wasting gas, you're wasting money when you're string trimming the entire yard every single week, especially in hot temperatures. You can touch the edges up, you can touch up around trees if you want, but you don't need to do it every single week. That's my take on it. I think people are overdoing it with the string trimming. I don't think it's necessary to do it every single week, the entire yard. Now, this one needed it because it's starting to grow with the cooler temperatures. Now I hit a couple today where I just picked my spots, and you'll know that as you get experience where you can pick your spots. But guys, I save an hour a day not having to trim the entire yard all the way through, because a lot of places I look at it and I say, it's the same height as the rest of the grass. And that's another thing with trimming that I notice a lot of guys do, is they don't get it the same level. When you are done with a yard, trimming is almost the cherry on top of the yard. I mean, it really makes the yard look good. And a bad trim job can make the yard look really bad. So think about it. Practice your techniques. Look around the yard when you get a yard and you're mowing it, and say, does it really all need trimmed? You can save yourself a lot of time. That's what I think, and I've just noticed nobody really talks about that. Like, you don't really have to trim the whole yard all year long. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Goofy me puts a hole in my, but you know what? It didn't even affect the blower. I mean, that blower is awesome. I recommend the Stihl BR800X. I think it's a BR. I don't know these stinking terms. Yep, BR800X. I would say if you really want a great blower, that's the one. But guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed watching the grass get cut. And boy, it's beautiful out today. So as always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real. If you're enjoying the videos, please hit the subscribe and that little, I don't know, that little bell thing. I guess it tells you when I put a video out sometimes. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. I'm out.